everyone, welcome to this video. Today we are going to talk about Paralives, which is a new life simulator game and it's a long-awaited one. The footage for this video was recorded from my live stream. I stream on Twitch and you can find me there with the same nickname as here on YouTube. Just in case you didn't hear about Paralives yet, it's a live sim game which I've already said, and it is a real competitor to The Sims. Game is in early access, which means that it's not fully finished, so don't expect the game to be completely polished. You will definitely encounter some bugs. I'm gonna show you later in the video because I did run into some funny ones and a little bit scary maybe too, but it's definitely playable. I did spend about 8 hours in the game so far, and I also enjoyed a lot of time in Paramaker, which is a very advanced, and I'm gonna show you in a little bit which options you have and how much you can customize your character. There will be more features and content which will be added to the game down the line when Paralives will get any major updates. So what we are experiencing today is not how the game's gonna look once it's gonna be fully released. Paralives is available for PC users only. You can play on Windows or Mac, but there is no console version. I did hear from a community manager in one of their shorts that it would be a super cool idea if they could do a console version in the future, but they need more resources and experience with that. When you will launch the game for the very first time, there is a short tutorial which will teach you how to control the game, and it's nothing complicated. I think that you will get used to it very quickly, so don't worry about that. If you don't have experience with the life simulation game, this is a very straightforward process. Let's talk about the art style, which is very unique and specific. In Paralives, it feels like a really cozy game with warm, bright and vibrant colors. You can see the line art, especially around your paras, which are your characters. So it is something which sets the game apart from, for example, The Sims, and even more from Enjoy, which aims for more realistic look. I personally really enjoy this art style because it feels really cozy and really warm, and I think that it will age quite well compared to some other games, but this all relies on a personal taste of a player. So if you like a cartoony style, this is going to be a game for you. Let's move to the character creation. We will be working with the Paramaker, and I have to admit that this is a very advanced tool to create your character. So if you enjoy this in your games, you will be really happy with Paralives, which gives you so many options. I was genuinely so impressed with all the possibilities which I could choose from, and for example, I could change the posture of my para, so that is something that I couldn't really imagine that I would be able to do. But yeah, you can definitely play around with that and you will be able to customize your character to your liking. I'm pretty sure there are some limits, but I guess that we can only expect better further down the line with the further development. So I think this is definitely a thumbs up for Paralives. One part which I'm really excited about that you can change about your paras is the height. I think that the height slider is something that is really great to have in the game, because in which world everybody would be the same height? I think this is really fun. One thing that I have to mention is the hair physics, which doesn't behave as I would expect, because you have this massive hair in here which will sometimes glitch through your hands. It will glitch probably through your clothes, which I've seen. So the hair physics would be something that would be great to implement to some of those, but it's quite fun and I wanted to have a really long hair, so I did choose this one. One thing that I want to point out, apart from color switches that you can customize completely yourself and you can have a color wheel. Yes, please. Why we don't have color wheel in The Sims 4 when we had it in The Sims 3? But you can layer eyeshadows. You can combine different eyeshadows together to create a unique look, and you can also change the colors, and it also matters which one you pick first. So play around with that, because I had a lot of fun doing a different color shading. I really love this feature that you can have more than one layer of eyeshadows. It doesn't work the same for lipstick, which I'm a little bit sad about, but you have some options to choose from, so it depends what you're looking for and what you're aiming for, how your para will look in your game. Very first bug that I will talk about that I did encounter, and I will tell you how to fix it if you will run into this in your game, is that the portrait of the avatar of my para didn't match how my para looked after I did change the original para. You can see that at the left bottom corner you have my character called Lexi, and she has the very original face as it was the original para that I started to change. I was kind of hoping that it's gonna change on its own once I will save my household, but it didn't, and when I got into the game I had to use a cheat to be able to edit my para again. And big shout out here to Reddit, because the Reddit community is awesome and it did save me from rage quitting and creating a new household, because I did find the solution on Reddit. So it's a reported bug, but I can cheat it, hopefully. To open a cheat console in Paralives, you have to press Ctrl and F1, and that will bring you to this console that you saw on the screen, and then you type edit character. Press enter, that will take you to your Paramaker, and then change the life stage of your para, and that will change the avatar. Also be careful here, if you will change your life stage from adult to a teenager or a younger life stage, you will have your points of personality deducted and you will have to add them back again. So add them and then save your household and you're all set. Let me talk a little bit about the gameplay and what I have as a feel of it, because I have to say that Paralives doesn't feel like a complete copycat of The Sims. If anything, you can see the inspiration that they got from The Sims, but not only from The Sims. I think that there is some inspiration from the Stardew Valley, because we are able to donate collections. And in Paralives, collections and collectibles are a big part of the game, because you are able to donate them not only to the museum but also to the community center. So that is a feature that we know from Stardew. And I did play Stardew Valley with my friend. Let me know if you would like to see some Stardew Valley content on my channel. And it might not even be original idea from Stardew Valley with the community center. I didn't play many games like that, so correct me if there is something like that. I think there is a game which is called Harvest Moon. I think that was before Stardew. So if there's a community center that you level up there, let me know in the comments, because I didn't play that. But back to the gameplay, and let me talk a little bit about the town, or about the map that we are able to play. This is an open neighborhood or open town, open map, so you can travel around freely without any annoying loading screens. But you will still have to wait once you will want to enter any community lot, because there will be a little loading animation. Although you will be able to still see stuff around you, you will just have to wait a couple of seconds for that lot to load so you can enter it. If you are familiar with the live sim genres, you know that there will be some needs that you will have to fulfill. In this case, your para will have 4 basic needs that we will start with, but during the gameplay we will be able to unlock more of them. So you can see on the screen that there is a hunger bar, there is the energy bar, there is a toilet bar, and there is a hygiene bar. When you will be creating your new game, you will also have option to choose from storytellers, which are 3 different characters that you can choose from, and that basically sets the difficulty of your gameplay. I did choose Stella, which is this dog, and it's the easiest difficulty because it was my first play and I didn't want something too challenging. Every day when your para will go sleep, you will get a choice to choose from some packs that will impact your gameplay for the following day. So I find this really interesting, and I think this is a really good way how to spice up the gameplay and how to influence how you will play. So choose wisely what you pick from and enjoy some buffs. We have also skills that we can work on, and you can develop them through everyday activities or specific activities. This, for example, is a yoga, and if you're lucky enough and you will check your newspapers, you will be able to find some lessons for free. You can see the newspapers here. It's another gameplay feature which is really important to your gameplay because you will find out what is going on in the town of Melino, which is the name of the town where we are playing. And you will get some more information about the game, like for example here, you can hop on a local bus for a faster commute. I really like this feature. It makes it way faster to travel around the town, but what I also love is that it will actually cost you money. It will cost you 3 paradigms to travel from point A to point B by bus, so it is very realistic and I really love that. I started to play as a homeless para, and yes, it's an option. You can play without the home lot to start with if you like a challenge. So I did start to play as a homeless para, and we did work out our way through to save enough of money to build a house. Actually, you do have enough of money to start with, but I did donate some of my paradigms to the community center, so I had to wait a little bit to get my money back. And that donation wasn't voluntary, it was purely a misclick. Now let me talk a little bit about building, because this is a feature that a lot of you, including me, were waiting for, because we can customize so much, and I'm gonna show you how we will work with the build mode. Most of you will probably buy the lot at the very beginning of the game, unless you will play as a homeless para like I did. And it took me a while to figure out how I actually enter the build mode, because there is no icon. For me at least it wasn't so obvious. So if you want to enter the build mode, you have to click on the icon of the house, which is next to your avatar. If you will look for some information and you won't be sure about it, just click on this help guide, and I did find quite a lot of answers there. If you have experience with any previous live sim games, you will not be surprised. The building is quite straightforward, although if you are familiar with certain shortcuts, you might be surprised it's not gonna work exactly the same here, although some of the keys that you will be using quite a lot in The Sims, for example, you may use in Paralives as well. What I find a little bit annoying in Paralives for now is that if you want to demolish something, it is not super sensitive, so you have to be really careful where you're clicking, but there is also undo button, so if you demolish something which you didn't mean to, you can just click the undo button and it will revert that action. Now let's talk about the feature which is gonna please a lot of builders, because we can customize a lot of items, not only about their colors, but also about their shape or the size. So for example, even if you will pick a single bed, you can make it a twin, or you can extend it even more. And again, I'm going to glorify the color wheel, because we can customize colors of different parts of the furniture, and you can also choose different textures. So I am looking forward to spend hours and hours to build in Paralives. I really love the customization of the objects, not only that we can change the sides of the furniture to make it longer, bigger, but we can also resize different objects, and we don't have to use any other keys on your keyboard. So you can just click on this icon and resize it by dragging with your mouse. If you like to clutter your builds a lot, you will be happy in Paralives, because there are so many slots that your clutter will slot into, and it works really well. Like for example here on this tray, if you want to go between different levels of that tray, it works quite well and snaps to that. And you can freely place the object if you will hold the Alt key on your keyboard. So it works similar like in The Sims, with the difference that the experience in Paralives is way smoother and makes it quite easier to place the clutter. So thumbs up for Paralives for this. Downside of early access is that a lot of items are not functional yet, Like, I was expecting that we have these electronic appliances such as washing machine or a rice cooker, and I was thinking it's gonna work. It's the same for the grill. It's not working now, and I hope it's gonna work in the future. I believe that I was reading in some following updates we will get functional grills, so hopefully we will also get these appliances to work. So let's wait for the future updates. Now let me talk about some bugs that I have encountered, and it is expected to have them in the early access, so I'm not complaining about it at all. Some of them are only visual bugs that will fix on their own. For example, like this massive couch which is going through my toilet, and I didn't have a way how to move it or how to destroy it. It is purely a visual bug, and when I relaunched my game it was gone. So hopefully a lot of these bugs will be like this, and it will just fix it when you will relaunch your save. This is another bug that I did encounter. When I clicked on this specific sink and I wanted my para to wash their hands, it didn't work, and they went to the kitchen to wash them in a kitchen sink. So I was looking for it, if it's like an option that I will set this sink specifically for the bathroom, which is not an option now. But I was also testing why is it not working. I removed all the clutter, I removed the mirror, I did play around with the height of the sink because I was thinking maybe it's not the right height because I placed it freely on the wall, and I didn't make it to work. So let me know if you did encounter this, if you play Paralives, if you place this sink, if you can wash your hands in there, because it worked with other sinks, but this specific one just didn't work for me. And yes, I did test the height of the other sink which is working, so I could place this Magina sink and it still didn't work. I also struggled a little bit about the kitchen counters and about the space that is empty on them for the cooking, because there is definitely a slot which you can see above the washing machine and the dishwasher, which was showing me that there is a slot, but my para was not using that space for cooking, so I had to move that coffee machine to that slot on the other kitchen counter which was extended, and then she was using that tiny bit next to the fridge for cooking. So that is something which should be also probably worked on, but we will see. Hopefully this is going to work in the future because there's a massive space on the counter and she can't use it. And yeah, did you notice how she ran around the table? Well, that is another small animation glitch which I believe is going to be fixed in the future. And yes, there are some small animation glitches like that, and you will encounter them, for example, when your para will go to bed and out of it. So don't be surprised, there will be some minor glitches like that. But I did encounter one hilarious bug related to mirrors, and I have to share that moment with you. I hope that we will extinguish it. Oh god. Okay. Do you see it? But the reflection. The reflection, guys. Okay. My friend Grace did compare these eyes to the eyes that you can see through the head of your fellow player if you ever played Phasmophobia. So we had quite a good laugh at these glitches, but again, this is a bug. I believe this is gonna be fixed. I wasn't sure if it was caused because I had two mirrors there, so I was playing around with that, but no, I was experiencing that with only one mirror too. So there is something with the reflection, and I'm pretty sure that Para team will definitely fix this. Overall, let me summarize this. I have a good impression from first time playing Paralives. I have to admit that I did enjoy it a lot because it is a game that I was looking forward to play for a very long time. I've been following Paralives for almost 6 years, maybe even more than that. No, I think that I got to know about Paralives sometime in the summer 2020. So it's been 6 years almost. and I was really looking forward to have more of a freedom when I'm building. And I guess that's what Paralives already did deliver, although I believe it's gonna get just better. I really love the color wheel because I like to adjust all of my furniture to my liking, and also I really love the resizing of different pieces. As I said, I played about 8 hours of the game, and I feel like the gameplay is not boring yet, so I think there is enough of content for a couple of hours for sure. There is one mechanic that I want to point out, and I didn't talk about it during the gameplay, and that is the fact that you are able to level up your character. Your para starts with level 1, and then when you perform certain activities, you are leveling up your character. So that is quite fun, and I'm looking forward to explore that even more. I can't give you the easy answer if you should buy the game right now in the early access, or if you should wait for a longer time when it's gonna get more updates, or when it potentially release in a full release. You should ask yourself, what do you want from the game? If you want something new, if you want something to play with, to experience for the very first time, if you want to explore it, even if you will encounter some bugs, or if you want a fully polished product, which is going to happen in the future. Also, if you haven't decided yet, I'm planning more videos about Paralives. We will look more into the character creation in a Paramaker. We will definitely look more into the build mode. So if you are still interested about Paralives and you're not subscribed to my channel, you should definitely subscribe now. And if you are not interested that much about Paralives, but about live sims in general, I do have a lot of content about The Sims on my channel, and some other games too, so I'm sure you will find something else to watch here. If this video was helpful, please consider to like it, hype it, or share it with your friends, because that helps a lot, and I will look forward to see you in some of my other videos very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.